Hola, buenas tardes, queridos oyentes de Nuestras Voces. Estamos aquí esta tarde y completando esta emisión una vez más. Muchas gracias por escucharnos. Vamos a tener una entrevista bien interesante y al rato voy a pasar a presentar a nuestro invitado. Para todas aquellas personas que estén interesadas en participar en esta entrevista, tenemos los teléfonos disponibles al aire. Pueden llamar a los números 727-441-3000 o 1-866-826-1340. Y están aquí con Nuestras Voces, con María Bengono. Y vamos a introducir a nuestro invitado. Esta tarde tenemos al oficial Croze. Buenas noches, ¿cómo está?
Buenas noches, bien. ¿Cómo estás tú?
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Bien. Él es el oficial que trabaja con el Centro Hispano, que está localizado en Clearwater, en la calle Franklin. Y él viene esta noche para hablarnos de los servicios que él ofrece a la comunidad a través de esta organización sin ánimo de lucro, cuya función es proveer servicios gratuitos, completamente gratuitos, a toda la comunidad de habla hispana. Entonces, él está allí muchas horas del día para atender diferentes casos. Él nos va a explicar ahora. Muchas gracias por estar aquí una vez más.
Oh, de nada.
Muy bien, entonces vamos a empezar y quiero pedir una disculpa si el oficial tiene que hablar en inglés, tiene completa libertad porque está haciendo un esfuerzo increíble para estar aquí con nosotros y hacer el programa en español, pero en cualquier momento si él tiene que hablar en inglés no va a haber ningún problema porque mucha audiencia también habla inglés y entonces se le puede entender fácilmente. Entonces, oficial, cuéntenos un poquito acerca del Centro Hispano. ¿Por qué se creó y cuál es la función? ¿Por qué la oficina de policía de Clearwater está trabajando con esta organización?
Repito esta en inglés.
Okay, so it will be, what is the function of the Hispanic Center, and also why is the reason why the police department is working with this organization?
Oh, okay. First of all, perdón, estoy aprendiendo español. So, the function of the Hispanic Outreach Center is to provide a center, kind of like a central center for the Hispanic community to go to if they have any issues or problems. There's several functions there, one of which is mine, the Hispanic Outreach Officer. They also have family counselors there, domestic violence counselors. Pretty much anything the Hispanic community will need for any type of help.
Thank you so much. Now, tell me a little bit about how was it that the police department decided to work together with this organization?
Well, back in 2001, the police department saw that the Hispanic community was growing quite a bit here in Clearwater. So they saw the need to create a position that worked with the center to address the needs and issues of the Hispanic community.
That's good. So you have been working with them since 2002?
Actually, I myself have been the Hispanic Outreach Officer approximately 1 year.
Okay.
Before me, there were several other officers who served in this position. But I am fortunate enough to now be in this position.
And thank you so much for taking over that responsibility.
Oh, no problem. I enjoy it very much.
Okay. So what are the hours that you are available in this organization?
It varies, but generally it's Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, wow, that is a full-time job.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about most of the cases. How is your daily routine?
Again, as in most police work, that varies. It all depends on what other functions I have to do, because I'm also part of a community policing team. So I have other functions besides the Hispanic Outreach Center. But generally, I would be at the center, and they may have a client come in who needs some type of legal help, whether they're the victim of a crime, or they may need a police report for something. Then as the clients come in, I help them with whatever they need.
Okay. Tell me, what's the experience of people when they see you and they go to the Hispanic Outreach Center? Did they feel afraid? Did they feel confident going with you and explaining the situation to you? Did they look like they were expecting an officer there?
Most people, I think, do expect an officer. They know that there's an officer there. Sometimes there is some fear of the police because they may have had some negative experiences in the past, either in this country or whatever country they are from. So there's some initial fear there. And what I try to do is break down that fear to let them know that I'm there to help them. And a lot of times that fear also will come from their residency status. If they are not undocumented, they may feel if they come forward to the police, I'm going to deport them. And that's not the case. I let them know that I don't care about their status. I care that they're there for help and that they're possible, if they're the victim of a crime, I'm here to help them and to possibly bring that person that victimized them to justice.
Okay, so for the full understanding is if somebody have been a victim of a crime and have to go to the center for assistance and they see you, everything that you're going to do is totally irrelevant to the immigration status. They're just going to get assistance to solve out the crime because ultimately the police officer, all the police officers from Clearwater are intended to reduce or eliminate the crime on the, the best of their ability.
Correct.
So when you go, you report a situation that happened to you either in your own house or outside on the street or whatever it is at work, the police is going to be just objective with the situation you are reporting. It's
Correct.
not going to think about your legal condition. This is very important because many people that are victims of crimes of any type, they don't go to the police because they are worried about that. Is there any way for them to, like the documents that they have to complete the report, are those sent to the immigration? Is that put away? Is not taken? What do you guys do with that?
That all stays within the police department. It may go to the state attorney's office, but even at that level, it does not go to immigration.
Okay, so everybody should go to report the crime because we all want to live in a safe city.
Yes.
Okay, so next thing, what is the process for somebody that have a domestic violence situation? Let's say, for instance, I have been physically abused by my partner and I go to the police station. No, actually, let me put another case. I'm going to report a sexual abuse by somebody that I just met in a nightclub. What will be the process for you guys to take care of the...
Well, first, initially, they would have to come and report it, either to myself at the Hispanic Outreach Center or to any police officer. And again, as always, if it's an emergency that's happening right then and there, they need to call 911 right away.
First.
But if it's something that happened in the past, they need to come forward and report it.
Okay.
Then what we do is take a statement from them and exactly what happened, and then start the investigation from there. Okay.
I have a case from somebody that she have a crime, personal crime. I don't want to go into minor details, but she explained to me that after she went through this personal experience where she got sexually abused and reported it, the investigation didn't go exactly the way she was expecting because it looks like, in her opinion, that the police didn't fully believe her history. Do you have experienced people that feel the same way, that they feel like, she said to me, I didn't feel that they were on my side, and that really pushed me to go and remove the charges because I didn't feel that the situation will play on my favor, and this person just got away with it.
When we start an investigation, we cannot take sides. What we have to do is go what's based on all the facts. We have to stay neutral and just go by the investigation and the evidence that we get. So I'm very sorry that turned out that way for her, and she feels like that. But again, we have to go by just on the facts. So sometimes somebody may report something, and the investigation leads a different way, where we can't prove the person did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we don't believe the victim, but there may not be enough evidence to go forward.
So when the person goes and report the situation, they should feel confident that the legal situation or status in this country is not going to affect the report. What happened with the person that have committed a crime? That investigation can end up on immigration office.
Oh yes, if they are the perpetrator of a crime, yes. It's different if they are the victim or they are the perpetrator.
Mm-hmm.
If they are the perpetrator, that can affect their immigration status.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very good. Thank you so much. And the other thing that I wanted to ask is, once the person goes there and report a crime, is normally the center the one that coordinate psychological assistance of you guys? You guys call and refer the case to another organization, as could be RCS, Heaven Program.
Yes.
How is it that work?
And yes, we would work with the Hispanic Outreach Center, and they would help this victim get any counseling they need. And that is what part of the beauty is of working with the Hispanic Outreach Center, is they have all those resources there available for victims. So not only am I there, but we have, like I said, domestic violence counselors, family counselors. They could refer them to the Haven. It's a whole gamut of things that they could do. So they would take it over from there and get them the counseling they need.
In the case where the victim have children or is afraid of staying in the house, do you guys have a place where they can bring the kids and live for a while and stay away? How is it that the restraining order works? Can that help the victim to get away, stay away from the person that have committed the crime and feel safe?
Yes, but it would be an injunction for domestic violence. Again, that's another thing that the center could assist them with, or the police. If I was taking part in that investigation, I would help them with that. But there's, again, resources at the center that would help them to get the injunction. They oftentimes will also go with the victim to court to assist them to get the injunction.
That's very interesting. Now, what happens if somebody that is listening to us says, oh, well, what I'm going to do if he doesn't speak Spanish very well? What I'm going to do? What are the solutions here?
Well, luckily, while I'm at the center, there's the excellent staff there will help me with interpretation. I also have an interpretation device that helps me out. But I do know some Spanish, so I will take it as far as I can with my Spanish. And once I get stuck, I can lean upon the staff there.
Exactly. So they have 3 ladies that actually speak Spanish.
Yes.
One of them is a social worker, so she can definitely assist the people emotionally. And then, as the officer was mentioning right now, he have a machine that is like a computer, or it's like a cell phone. And then while the person is talking, he just push the button and record the whatever the person said, and then push another button, and it's gonna be translated into English. So there are no excuses for anybody to say, okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to express myself.
Right.
You know. So the next thing we wanna talk about is what happened when the person feels like he doesn't want to continue with the process and decide to just release the victim, you know? Just,
Like
how do you say
drop
that?
the charges?
Drop the charges, yeah.
Okay. One thing I'd like to add is if you are the victim of a crime and you are undocumented, you can apply for what's called a U visa. And a U visa goes upon certain criteria. But if you are the victim of a crime, say domestic violence or sexual assault, you can apply for the U visa. And if you are granted the U visa, you have residency status for, I believe it's 4 years. So it is in the victim's interest to go forward with these charges, to stay with the case, because then they could apply for a U visa if they are undocumented. If they are a documented individual, it's still very important that they stick with these charges, because if they drop them, there's a very good possibility, especially with domestic violence, this person is going to reoffend against them. And it could be a situation where the abuse could escalate and become much worse.
Wow.
So it's very, very important that once you press charges, to stay with it.
And then if you say you drop the case, the charges, where you didn't know better, you were afraid, what happened with the people that feels that, they are being victimized by comments like, oh, well, if you don't drop the charges, I'm going to take care of your family back in your country. Oh, I will, hurt your family here in the United States. I will take your children away. What kind of assistance can you receive if you are under this pressure?
Well, again, it's very important that they tell us they're being threatened, because that's another criminal charge on this person, which is a felony. It's called intimidation of a witness, and they could be arrested for that. So they need to tell us. And a lot of times, this person has no power to hurt their family. They're just trying to use those threats. But it's very important that they tell us that's happening, because then we could quite possibly go physically arrest this person, put them in jail for doing that.
Now, let's say that anyways the person drops the charges. Can you change your mind and say, okay, well, I was afraid, I want to open the case all over again? What happened in those cases?
You could do that, but it's difficult if you do that and it goes to the state attorney level, because then they're going to look at it, well, you dropped the charges, then you're bringing them back. But if you do, you could say you'd like the case reopened.
Okay.
It just makes our job more difficult to prosecute this person.
Okay. So what are do you encounter those cases many times, or normally the person follows through until the end?
It's a 50-50. I've had it where they drop the charges, and I've had it where they've gone through all the way to the end. So I've had both.
And what used to be the main reasons why the people drop the charges?
They would forgive the person, or thought that they could change them, or that they would change. They wouldn't violate them again. They wouldn't abuse them again. And generally, they're wrong, because they would come back again as a victim again.
Oh.
So, we try to let them know that if this person is an abuser, they're going to continue to be an abuser. And it's very important that they get out of that relationship. Very, very important. Do not stay in that relationship. They're not going to change. They're going to continue to abuse you, and it could escalate where it becomes fatal. And especially if children are involved, you need to think of your children first. Get them out of that volatile situation.
What happened in the case where there are children involved? The Department of Children and Family can take over the case, because probably the children are exposed to violent situations that are not appropriate. Can the victim lose the kid for not being responsible for the household situation?
If they stay within an abusive relationship, yes. But if they're trying to get out of it and they go forward with the charges, generally they will keep the children with the victim, especially if it's a mother.
Right.
But if they stay in that relationship and they continue to allow this to happen, and the children are continually witnessing this, it could be a situation where the children are taken away.
And now let's go to the success stories. The people that go report the crime and they decide to stick with it, and they go and they benefit from the U visa. What are the motivators for them to actually stay there? What is the social worker support? Is the assistance that they receive from housing? Is there any other assistance as financial assistance, food assistance that help them to stay strong? What is the success story? What is motivate them to stay?
Well, the biggest motivation would be their safety, the children's safety. And there's many services that are available to them. Social services, like you had mentioned, financial, food services, things like that. There's a lot of help out there. And that all can be accessed through the Hispanic Outreach Center.
That's very good. Do you mind giving us the address of the center so everybody that is listening know exactly where it's located, and also the phone number and the hours of operation?
Okay, sure. The address is 612 Franklin Street, and that's here in Clearwater. And the hours are 9 a.m. generally till 5 p.m. And the phone number, I will get that right now. The phone number is 727-445-9734.
Again?
727-445-9734.
So thank you so much. And I hope that everybody that is listening right now is paying attention, taking notes. If you have a friend that needs this kind of service, if you self need this kind of service, or if you know a family member that is going through any crimes or experiencing any kind of abuse, you can refer them to this location. As we just mentioned, there is social services. There are people that speak Spanish. There is an officer that is available most of the time, 5 days a week. Everybody here is intending to help the community.
Yes.
So the good thing about it is that if we all participate on this, we're going to be living in a city that is going to be more safe,
Yes.
for our children and our families. So tell me a little bit about what is it you like the most about working with the center?
It's the opportunity I have to help the Hispanic community. And a strong message I want to send out there, and I've already said it, but do not be afraid if your immigration status is you are undocumented. We do not care about that. We care that you need our help. You're the victim of a crime, and you need some help. So we're there to help you. So please do not be afraid if you are an undocumented person. We are still there to help you.
That's right. And we need to remember that this is the city of Clearwater working really hard to give information out to the Spanish community and any other person that live here, to make them understand that their function as an officer is totally different from immigration.
Correct.
When they take over any case, it's an objective investigation, and the way everybody can be successful is pushing the report through and helping through the whole process until ends. And is there anything else that you would like to tell the audience?
No, just I'm very thankful to be in this position, and I appreciate the Hispanic community's patience with me in my slow process to learn Spanish. But it'll be there.
I think you are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you also for giving us the opportunity in Nuestras Voces with Maria Bengono de estar aquí, of being here and answering all the questions. This is the first week, but we have many more weeks down the road where we're going to be collaborating together, making the services available to the audience, giving them the information, and also answering the questions. If anybody wants to ask a personal question, they can do it through my Facebook, Maria Bengono. Also, when we are having the show here live, they can call at 727-441-3000 or 1-866-826-1340. And we will be happy to answer the questions when we are in the program. So don't forget to check my Facebook, Maria Bengono, for additional questions. They can see this video again live during the following days. And I want to thank you again, and I hope to see you next week or so. And thank you for answering all my questions.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Okay.